Hi, this is Brian Forster, and this is a spontaneous Q&E session. So if you have any questions for me, please go ahead. Coming to you from southern New Jersey. So I'm still in New Jersey. Hello, Anton. Still in New Jersey because Peru's borders are still closed. I've been able to change my flight now. So it looks like I will be going back to Peru in early May. So as you can see here in New Jersey, it's sunny out, but it's actually pretty cold. You can hear the wind blowing. So it's sunny, but kind of chilly out here. Whoops. Yeah, the trees are budding. Happy Good Friday. Oceanside. Normally, I'm in Paracas in Peru, which is, of course, is where the elongated skulls are located. But I'm here in New Jersey for at least another couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, until things stabilize. I know that's what's going on in many parts of the world. That some people are not at home. They're on vacation for much longer than they expected. That's what happened to me. Things are tough in Cusco. Yeah, I just watched a video of a couple of Americans who are there right now, and doesn't look too good. Everything's shut down pretty well. Thoughts on the knobs? Well, again, there are many theories about the knobs which are found on stones, mainly in Peru, but also, of course, in Egypt and other locations. They're definitely not for raising the stones up into place, but they could have some kind of energetic function. Oops. Sorry, gimbal keeps screwing up. My gimbal's screwing up, so I'll have to hand hold this thing for a while, looks like. Greetings, South Carolina. As you can see, this is suburbia, suburban New Jersey. No, the scoop marks at Sacsayhuaman are not the same as at the unfinished obelisk. The unfinished obelisk ones are much more even. Definitely looks like it was some kind of machine that was cutting, or maybe an energetic device of some kind. Well, some people think it's injection molding, but nobody really knows. You know, I've looked at these things for 12 to 15 years now. There's no real true pattern to them. So it's difficult to know exactly what the knobs were for. No, I don't have a lot of stock video with me. All I have is what I filmed in Egypt, and so I'm putting little clips on here and there. I was hoping to take my new quadcopter out today, but it's very windy and it's quite cold, even though the sun's out. Well, again, nobody really knows what the knobs were for. Some people say injection molding. Some people say tuning, for tuning the stone. You know, but we don't really know. You'll never see a book with me and Graham Hancock. He and I honestly don't get along that well. I don't know why. But we did have him on tour. quite a few years ago, which was, you know, it was good. It was good to be able to spend some time with him. But he and I are, I think, going in different directions. I'm more of a specialist in terms of ancient sites, and he's more of a generalist. So he like David Hatcher Childress, goes all over the world to visit sites, and I'm more specific in terms of the locations that I'm interested in. Greetings to you in Barcelona. Okay, the camera has stabilized now. Acoustic levitation in Petra? I don't think so. Oh, that could be. Poland. Excellent. Washington State. Anything of interest in the UK? Well, of course you have Stonehenge, you have Avebury, you have circles and things like that. But in terms of in Scotland, there are some towers that appear to have been vitrified or hit by tremendous heat. So that could have been 12,000 plus years ago. Yeah, I think acoustic levitation is possible. I think that's the only explanation that we have that makes any sense, that clearly they were able to neutralize gravity. Megaliths in Eastern Europe, not that I know of. Supposedly some in Germany. Sorry about that. This camera is acting up. There's a lot more to be discovered in Egypt. Most of it is underground, not under the sand, but literally the tunnels and shaft systems that seemingly go on for miles and miles and miles. No, I've never been to Vermont. Not yet, at least. But the step pyramid at Saqqara, which we recently went into, supposedly goes down 7 levels underground. No, I don't think Matt's right about Khufu. I don't think Khufu had anything to do whatsoever with the Great Pyramid. It's clearly pre-dynastic in nature. Longest saw marks I've seen are at the Osirion. There's one that's about 14 feet long. No, I don't need any money, thank you. The new drone I'm using is called the DJI Mavic Mini, and I was going to try to fly it today, but there's simply too much gust. And I have not been to the Bosnian pyramids. I've been invited many times, but simply haven't gone yet. Malta, yes, going to Malta March of next year. I don't think the elongated skulls are the Nephilim, no. Because the nearest relatives seem to have been located in the Black Sea area. Testing of the elongated skulls is presently on hold. The lab, or the people I've been working with, have not responded to my inquiries for a couple of months now, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Puebla, Mexico. Very good. Okay, thank you. Feel free to ask questions. That's why I'm here in the cold. The black goo turned out to be a petroleum product, so it could very well be modern in nature. It's not that a lot of ancient Egypt is under the sand, it's actually in the bedrock. I'm not really on lockdown. We're allowed to go drive anywhere we want, and so that's really good. Lots of stores are opening up now here. Top 3 favorite sites, probably Puma Punku, the Giza Plateau, and Petra in Jordan. Stone melting, I think it's more that the stone was turned temporarily into almost like a marshmallow material. Any connection between Peru and Egypt? I don't think so. The technologies are very, very different. Okay, here we've got the gimbal working again. Good pizza, New Jersey? Very much so. Largest diameter tube drill is, I think, about 10 inches in diameter. Most connected with past ancestors, actually, that would be the Paracas culture in Peru. I'm not up a mountain because I don't actually have any transport here. Taking public transport would be a very dumb idea at this point in time. And I don't have a car here, and actually I don't have a driver's license because mine expired. In the Nordic countries, nothing I know of. Yes, I believe in Jesus. I don't think stone melting, no. I think it's, again, the material was made malleable somehow, which is beyond our technology. What dwarf child? No, the skulls are not the Denisovans. It has nothing to do with them. That's why they're so mysterious, and that's why authorities have tried to shut me down. Yes, there are megalithic stones underneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. We were hoping to go there, but of course, Israel shut its borders before we could even get there, and we'd be stuck there now. Well, we don't know if all of these cultures were at the same time, but we all know that they were 12,000 plus years old, so pre-cataclysm. So they could be 12,000, they could be some could be 15,000, some could be 20,000. We just don't know. Yes, there is megalithic Japan. There is the island of Yonaguni and some other locations. Yes, I have been to Göbekli Tepe. It was a great trip to do once. I might go back, but I don't find it super mysterious. Greetings, Iran. New England megalithic, some people say so, but I don't think anything there would be all that ancient because it would have been covered in ice. Thank you, Douglas, very kind of you. The Yonaguni, the more that I look at it, the more I discuss it with people who've actually been there, the more it looks like Yonaguni is actually natural. Yes, I think the technology of the past is much more advanced than what we have, and that's part of the reason why it's been covered up. I have no interest in going to China. I've been there a couple of times. I didn't really enjoy my experience there. Yes, the Giza tunnels are very significant, and gradually we're getting more and more access to them. Gornaya, I think, is that in Russia? Very kind of you, John P. Yeah, well, we're going to Malta in March of next year, right after our annual Egypt tour. Oh, yeah, in Siberia, that's true, but I have my doubts about that. I am not in Peru at this moment. I'm still in the US trying or waiting until the airport opens up in Lima once again. I think disclosure is slowly happening. Hi, Wilson. Who's my favorite ufologist? I guess actually Linda Moulton Howe. Sites in southern Germany, I've heard that there is, but exact location, don't know. No, I don't think Khufu is in the Great Pyramid. I don't think Khufu ever had anything to do with the Great Pyramid except his name was put on it. Clearly, the Great Pyramid was there when the Egyptians showed up some 5,000 years ago. Well, the Nephilim, the story goes that of course they were in the Holy Land, and maybe related to the pre-Israelites. But you know, I think the Bible tells a good story. Yes, I would like to be on Joe Rogan, but he never responds to my emails. Another civilization on Earth flying around? Could very well be. I've had lots of UFO sightings, especially in Peru. I've been on the History Channel many, many times. What's under the Sphinx? There are tunnels under the Sphinx. And the tic-tac UFOs, yeah, that's a new phenomenon. That's really interesting. Antarctica could be. Well, please get me on Joe Rogan. Okay, UFO sightings. Probably the best was my first. That was on the island of Maui about 25 years ago. It was a cigar-shaped craft, at least 200 feet in diameter, and I saw it for more than 10 minutes. And I did not take pictures of it because I wanted to see how long I was going to be able to see it, and I did see it for at least 10 minutes. Oh yeah, the mysterious bags that you see, especially amongst the Sumerians and other cultures. That's a really good question. I don't have a good answer for that. No, I don't think Khufu is under the Great Pyramid. No, this is not a rerun, this is live. Washington State? There's nothing in Washington State that's mysterious as far as I know. The pineal gland, I think, yeah, the pineal gland is very much involved in psychic function. Yeah, supposedly they found a piece of wood inside the Great Pyramid, and it did supposedly disappear, so whatever happened, I honestly don't know. There are great mysteries in Antarctica. It could be that the axis of the Earth shifted around 12 to 13,000 years ago. And so that's why we have a tilt of 23.5 degrees now. So it could be that part of Antarctica was actually temperate 13,000 plus years ago. Well, the ancient Egyptians, the dynastic people, of course, were very sophisticated, but it's the pre-dynastic megalithic builders that most fascinate me. Well, I think the governments use the obelisks as symbols of power, not necessarily electrical power, but symbols of power. That's why you have one right smack dab in the middle of the Vatican, for example. No, unfortunately, our trip to Egypt was cut short because of the contagion situation, so we weren't able to actually get into the Osiris shaft this time, but we are going back in March of next year, and that's definitely going to be a highlight, as it always is. I don't think there's a spaceship under the Great Pyramid, no. Pre-dynastic is 13,000 years plus. Wow, lots of questions. There are tons of megalithic sites in India. Again, we wanted to go. We tried to get people to go a couple of times, but the problem was that we weren't able to get enough people to finance the trip. So we'll probably try it one more time and give people like 2 years advance notice about it so we can go. The Long U caves look very fascinating. Those are in China, but I haven't been. Going back to Easter Island probably in 2 or 3 years. Yeah, India's got tons of megalithic sites. If you don't know Praveen Mohan, look up his channel on YouTube. He probably does the best videos about India than anybody. Well, I hope all of you can come to either Peru and Bolivia or Egypt on one of our upcoming tours. If you want to check out what we have coming up, just look up www.hiddenincatours.com and you can see what we have on offer for 2020 and so far 2021. The symbolism in Washington, D.C. is absolutely fascinating. Bright Insight is a brilliant channel. And I'm in more or less regular contact with him. He does really good work. And again, another good one is Ancient Architects. Another good one is Praveen Mohan. Another one is Ben of Uncharted X. And we're all connected with each other. Turkey I may go back to again. I really enjoyed the trip that we did have. The Inca did not go whaling as far as I know. Skinwalker Ranch looks kind of creepy. Yeah, I believe that there are chambers under the Sphinx. Saudi Arabia would be interesting to visit at some point in time. They just recently opened up to tourism, but of course now they're shut down because of the ongoing situation, whose name I will not mention. Mud fossils, I don't know about that. Maybe, maybe not. In some cases, possibly. In other cases, I don't think so. Going back to Jordan, probably in 2 or 3 years. Great, please come on our Jordan trip. Just check out hiddenincatours.com for everything that's upcoming. Yes, I've been in the subterranean chamber many times. It's a great experience. It's very dirty down there. There's lots of, just tons of dust. So as soon as you come out, you have to change your clothes. It's mildly gross. It's doubtful that Pumapunku and Tiwanaku were covered in ice during the last ice age. Nope, no new books. I'd like to write a book about ancient ancient Israel, but we're not able to go there. Okay, thank you. India trip, not enough people signed up, so we had to cancel it. Santorini, I don't think Santorini was Atlantis. Could have been, the megaliths could have been made by ancient humans, or maybe were made by aliens. We don't really know. But whoever it was had incredibly sophisticated technology that we can't match. It could be the Pumapunku's more than 15,000 years old. Eye of the Sahara doesn't look like it's Atlantis. I had a guy, Josh, who went there, and he was quite depressed when he actually went there because there are no ancient buildings. No, I haven't scuba dived to any ancient megalithic sites. The water in Lake Titicaca is actually quite murky once you go down probably 50 feet. My pleasure. I don't know anything about lingams. You'd have to consult with Praveen Mohan about that. That's one of his specialties. Well, I have so many happy memories from all these investigations. I love going back to them, and will be doing as frequently as I can in the future. Yeah, somebody should use lost ancient technology to clean up this yard. That's true. They hide the history because it doesn't match with their paradigm. That's the simple answer to it. These are inconvenient truths. So I want to thank you all so much for being on this spontaneous Q&A. I'll try to get this gimbal working so I can do it again as soon as possible. Please stay safe and be happy, and share my video channel with people, as many as you can. And I'll be doing this again very soon with you. So from New Jersey, this is Brian Forrester of hiddenincatours.com, and please make sure that you are a subscriber on my YouTube channel. Cheers.